Hey Pam, happy lunchtime, and we are at the live marketplace with the Wine Concierge. My name is Leslie Frelow, and I am so excited to be with you guys this afternoon and having lunch with you. If you're here, please check in and let me know who is watching us. I'm so excited because we have a special guest today, and her name is Denise Matthews. She's going to be joining us in a few minutes, and she's going to be telling us about Philosophy's Wine. She is one of the co-owners of Philosophy Wine, and this is one of their latest red wines. And if those who aren't familiar with Philosophy Wine, Philosophy is a Maryland vineyard, and it is the first Black female vineyard in the state of Maryland, winery in the state of Maryland. And so their latest grape is an Italian grape, and I'm really excited to learn more about it because you don't often see as many Italian varietals in Maryland, mostly French inspired ones. So, in the meantime, today's live marketplace, we are going to be showcasing our wines that are back in stock. So, they were previously with us. We, we either sold out of them or the vintages changed, and now we finally were able to get them. So, when we first started, we one of our first like high end reserve wines was Brown Estate, and it was really a big thing for me personally to carry their wines because they were so popular. They not only just popularity, but they just set the trend and the standard of what wines should taste like, wines that are produced by Black wine producers. And at that time, there weren't many in the industry. And so it was great to have access and to carry them. And they are based on the West Coast. And so being a business based on the East Coast, it was nice to finally be able to have that in our repertoire. So we had sold out of them and we started carrying other wines. And so I'm excited to say that we have the Brown Estate Zinfandel. I'm sorry for the buzzing. The Brown Estate Zinfandel back in stock. And so this is one of their flagship wines. And I have to say, many of the wines that they have at the vineyard, they do not have on market because they are small batch producers, which is great in some respects if you're able to get out to California or if you belong to their wine club. But if you're not a member of their wine club, it's harder to get some of their products. And so one of the ones that is more accessible outside of being a part of their wine club is their Zinfandel. And so they produce amazing Zinfandel in the Napa Valley region. If you don't know much about Brown Estates, it was one of, if not the first, Black vineyard owned in Napa Valley that produced the grapes as well as the wine. And so this Zinfandel is phenomenal. This is the type of Zinfandel that maybe for some you have as an everyday wine, but for most, this is one of those wines where it's going to age really well. And you're going to have it for more special occasions and not your everyday drinking wine. And so the vintage is 2022. It's a single varietal, so it is Zinfandel. There may be some wines, some grapes that are blended in here, but it's not going to be um, mentionable. So if you like a nice big Zin, if you're looking for something that's going to lay down in age for a number of years, this is the bottle that you want to have. And so this one particularly is at the $55 price point. So again, if you know of somebody, Valentine's Day is coming up and you may want to have that special steak dinner or the rack of lamb, or what about chocolate truffles in wine? This would be a great wine to pair with it. Now we also have Chaos Theory, which is another estate wine from Brown. And this one, I think, is one of their more popular wines. This is also a big red wine as well, but it's more of a blend. So if you prefer a blended varietal of grapes, this is the one that you want to have. It's going to have some Zinfandel, but not 100% Zinfandel. And it is also back in stock. It is a 2022 wine as well that you can have. Um, and this is another like great gifting wine. And I see Denise is in um, behind the stage. And so I'm just going to wrap this one up. Also, this is great for Valentine's Day. You have the chocolate, you have the wine, you can thank me later, but this is something that you want to have. This is also going to be at that $50 price point range as well. So let me bring Denise in. I'm so excited to have her here.
Hey,
Hello, hello, hello.
how are you today?
Welcome.
Thank you.
Is that a heart on your shirt?
Oh,
Oh, look at you with the gear. Look at you. So, um, I'm in our DC office, and I was driving in, and I noticed it was a high of 16 degrees
woo, girl.
today, and I was thinking, this is a great wine to have today. This is
Mm,
definitely going to keep you warm. Look at
mhm.
that color. That is gorgeous. That is absolutely gorgeous. So tell us, Denise, first of all, before we get started about the wine, please introduce yourself to everyone.
Oh, sure. So I'm Denise Matthews. I'm the co-founder of Philosophy Winery in Maryland. What else you need to know about me? That's
And
who I
Denise,
am.
how long has philosophy been around?
So Philosophy actually started in 2018. We will be celebrating our 7th anniversary in April. So we're super excited about that.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank
And
you.
so this fall, you had me try, well, let me make sure I'm saying it right. I had been saying it in my head. Um, Terrell Dago. Am I saying that correctly?
To raw to go.
Terral Dago.
To raw to go. To raw to go.
And Terral Dago,
Yes.
which is an Italian grape. And so
Hmm.
I'm really curious about, because Maryland is known for its French varietals that they
Mm.
have, maybe a Spanish one here and there. But what made you guys decide to try Terral Dago?
Actually, this was a collaboration with Catoctin Breeze, and the fruit actually comes from Six Wicket Vineyards.
Really?
Is the first bottling of Terral. This is a 2020, the first bottling in Maryland. But you'll find now that there are a few other vineyards that have planted Terral. So you'll be seeing it more often.
Get out of here.
Hmm.
So tell us about it.
I mean, it is it's an Italian grape, and it just happens to be that Six Wicket, the soils at Six Wicket are pretty comparable to the soils of Italy. This grape is primarily found in Trentino, Italy, northeastern part of Italy, and they just happen to have the right soil composite to be able to grow this particular grape.
Okay.
Mhm.
Well, when I had it, I really enjoyed it.
Thank you.
Um, I don't even want to say I was pleasantly surprised by it because I have never had this grape before that I know of. Often you have the grape, but it's called something else in a different
Mm,
region. But I hadn't experienced this before, and
mm,
I wanted to say what I can recall because it's been a couple of months since I had it.
mm-hmm,
That it had that great like nutmeg and
mm,
cinnamon spice
mm, mm.
in it, but it didn't have a spicy finish, which you would think of like a Syrah that has a spicy finish.
Right.
It had those great tones and complexity in it.
Now, oftentimes people who are not familiar with it or never had it before initially think that it's a blend of something, a blend of grapes.
Mm-hmm.
I've
Mm-hmm.
had people say that often. It's like, no, it's actually its own grape, own variety. And so yeah, it's really different, isn't it? It just like you said, I mean, it has those notes of spice and smoke, and it's very vibrant. The fruit on this is extremely vibrant. It's, like cranberry, blackberry, black cherries. You get those dark fruit notes on this with that spice and that smoke. This actually aged in French in oak for 10 months, I believe it was 10 months, and so you get all of those notes from the oak, and it's just really beautiful. It's a beautiful, and it's warm and cozy. Like I think it's a cozy wine. Like,
Yeah, you do.
it's like a hug. It's like a nice hug.
Mm-hmm.
And then it has this very long linger. The tannins and the acid is very balanced in it, it's really just low to medium on both, and it explodes. The fruit explodes in your mouth. It just explodes in your mouth, and
Mm-hmm.
you get this warmth that lingers. It has a nice life to it. It just lingers in your mouth, and of course the more you drink it, the more it's just like sitting there. It's just really a fine wine.
It is a fine wine. It's definitely age worthy. And the thing I noticed about it, I was trying to put my finger on it, and it's hard to, like you said, it's not something that you taste a lot from this
Hmm.
area. Um, and it's not often with red wines. It is either really bright young fruit that you're tasting,
Hmm.
or you're tasting mature grapes that taste like cooked fruit that have been stewing for a while. And with this, what I enjoyed about it, it was somewhere in the middle.
A very sweet spot. It's a
Yeah,
sweet spot, right?
it's somewhere in the middle. I can't say, oh, this is like burst of cherries in there because it is
Mm,
that burst of
mhm,
cherries. But
mhm.
then I can't say, oh, this is like a nice warm rhubarb cherry pie.
Mm,
Like it's not that either. It
yeah.
is it is I don't have the language for it yet. I'm gonna figure it out. I don't have the language for it, but I can say that this is definitely something that you want to have, like you sipping by the fire, you can drink by it. So,
Yes.
you know what I mean? Like
Yes.
sometimes where you definitely want to have food with it, but you don't have to have food with this to enjoy.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You can absolutely enjoy this just sitting, like you said, by the fire. I mean, it's just so cozy.
Hmm.
It's really a cozy wine. And, of course, it does pair very well with, the barbecue, the beef, the briskets, pizza, the flatbread pizza. I love it with my spaghetti. I love it with, red sauce based meals. So it's just really, really good. If I
Yeah,
do say so.
yeah, and you can have it like a stew. Like if you were
But a
having
stew would
a
be
good
wonderful.
stew
Beef stew.
today. Yeah, a good beef stew to
Hmm.
have it today. I wouldn't if you were going to have it with like a lighter protein or what have you,
Mm.
um like maybe a chicken cordon bleu or something like
Uh,
that. But you want something significant
yeah, yeah.
with this.
You
Yeah.
definitely have to have something with substance to match this, to pair
Yes.
to pair well with this one.
So we are retailing this one at so you can see the the full bottle, but we're retailing this one, I think at 32.
Yeah.
Where it's at 32, and so definitely take a check it out, take a look at it. I can't say enough good things about this one. Also, this is definitely a wine that you're going to be able to keep a while. I always tell people, like, when you're purchasing wine, drink it now.
Yeah.
You can hold on to this. You will
Yeah.
not. You
Yeah.
won't be
I
disappointed.
always, I always, myself personally, I always, if I find something that I love and I think is ageable, I get more, I get multiple bottles because
Yes,
I want to
yes.
drink it now and I want to drink some later. I mean, this is a 2020, so it's already been, aging in the bottle still. So you can tell that it's going to be magnificent. It's got definitely more years to come with this one.
Definitely. And you said it aged for 10 months, which it seems like it had aged longer in the barrels, but it must have just extracted like a lot of flavor from
Mm-hmm.
those. Was
The
it
new
new
barrel.
barrels?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. From new, and they were new barrels. From what I
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. You can definitely that contact with them. But
Mm-hmm.
I thank you so much, Denise, for taking time
Thank
out of your
you.
day to join our live marketplace. We have someone watching. So if you have a question for Denise before I let her go, please put it in the chat. Oh, while I have you, Denise,
Yes. Yes.
um, do you have anything coming up for February, for Valentine's Day, for Black History Month that you'd like to share with people?
We do. So we're going to have and one of, actually, speaking of Terraldigo, we're going to have an event in February featuring Terraldigo. It's going to be a Taste of Italy, is what we're calling that. That's going to be in February. We're going to
Mhm.
have an event. Of course, we're going to have two events in March for Women's History Month and for Maryland Wine Month. So yeah,
Okay.
so definitely people should follow us on Instagram and see what we're doing.
Well, thank you so much for sharing. And so, if
Thank
you
you.
you can hang around. We have one more wine that we're going to.
Oh, I will put me backstage and I'll listen while I'm drinking.
Here we go. Um, Thank you
Cheers, my
so much.
friend.
I appreciate you.
You're welcome. I
Let's
appreciate you
see
as well.
if I can. Oh, there we go. Perfect. 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 So the last wine that we is back in stock and that's new to us is Pepper. And Pepper is from Old Westminster. This is another Maryland wine, a great family that produces this. Actually, it's so funny because they have salt and pepper here. Those with you in the 80s will appreciate that. But Pepper is the red wine. Salt, we also have the white wine, but that one is not in stock. And so this is a blend. I'm going to read off the bottle of Cab Franc, which I love. Maryland Cab Franc. It's so great. It's 72% Cab Franc. So let me explain. For those who are not familiar with Cab Franc and you just think that I keep on stumbling on my words, it actually is a grape. So Cab Franc is the grandfather of Cabernet Sauvignon. And so when you're trying to figure out, well, really, what the heck does that mean? Why does that make a difference? Cab Franc has more green notes in it, more green pepper notes. Um, it's still bold, it's still vibrant, but if you enjoy more of that herbaceousness in your red wine, then look for a Cab Franc. And for a long time, Cab Franc was just treated as a blending, and it like every parent, they put their child in front. So Cabernet Sauvignon was the one that people were thinking about more of, and Cab Franc was like, yes, take the credit. But now Cab Franc is like in your face, and it is taking the limelight. And so, if you enjoy that, in addition to Cab Franc, Blanc and Frost, which I always say it wrong, it's 15%. Don't get old because the numbers start to get smaller. But it's 15%, and then it's 10% Chamberson. So Chambourcin, for those who don't know, is a French hybrid grape. You will see it in France, but it is really big in the Mid-Atlantic area. So it's going to give you those small, like anise, licorice flavors in your wine. Not overwhelming because she only used 10%, but it's a lighter body wine. It looks really dark in the bottle, but it is like a medium to light body wine. So if you don't want something that is clinging to your mouth, a little lighter, where like maybe you could have with an Italian pasta, this is the wine that you want to have. And it really is a fan favorite. People have asked for this to come back. And so we brought this back. This is a 2022 wine that you could definitely enjoy. I would recommend it. And those who aren't familiar with Maryland wine, this is a great wine to start with, especially if you are enjoying a red. So I want to thank you. This is the conclusion of our marketplace. So we had pepper. We'll probably bring salt back during the spring. We have Philosophy's wine. Got to try that. New. And I go with Denise's suggestion. You want to get more than one bottle because you're going to open it up and you're going to be like, damn, I should have bought another one. So I'm telling you now, and I hate to be the person that says, I told you so, but I do say it. So just go ahead and get 2 bottles now, if not 3. Then we have Chaos Theory, which is back, the 2022. Remember, we talked about Valentine's Day, pairing this with some chocolate truffles. And next week, I'm going to share with you our chocolate truffle tasting kit. And then lastly, Brown Zinfandel back in stock. This is definitely, if you want to, what was it? What did Tay Diggs say? The mixtape, to get the draws off mixtape. This is the wine you want to have. This is where they're going to be like, ooh, yes, come over. Let's have another glass. This is the wine that you want to have. Now, just want to remind you, this Saturday we have our wine tasting class, which is how to select wine that you're going to love with confidence again and again. We're going to give you the language to be able to tell your waiter or to tell the person at the wine store, this is the type of wine you want. So make sure you check that out. You can join us this Saturday. It's in DC. In February, we have a slew of events. We have our charity event for our women, our Galantine event. We have our annual, Denise and Kimberly were our first people for our annual Black Winemakers event. This year we're having Effie from Cleopatra Wine. So you want to do that. Beautiful art, great discussion. And this is no cameras discussion. So you're going to get the behind the scenes, how people really feel. And then we're happy to be a part of the Sip and Share from Indy to DC. Nicole Kearney is going to be here on Saturday. So check out our page for all of our events. Happy lunch. Please stay warm. Even in Louisiana, my family in Louisiana had snow. So stay warm in this crazy weather. See you guys later. Take care. Thank you, Rodney.